I think that Sting said it best on an episode of WCW Nitro. The only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure. And I think that sums it up best when you talk about professional wrestling, and more notably, the WWE, because Vince McMahon lives by the philosophy, never say never. And if it's good for business, let bygones be bygones. We've seen it before with the NWO, and most recently with Goldberg. Goldberg showed that anything is possible and that no return is too far-fetched when it comes to the WWE. There's a lot of people that come and go in the WWE, but here are 10 of the top superstars that should, could, or would return to the WWE in 2017. Number 10 on the list, I have to put Shawn Michaels. I put Shawn Michaels so high on the top is because when people retire in the WWE and they have a nice send-off in the WWE, I think that should be their very last match. I don't like when superstars, wrestlers, athletes come back in the WWE or TNA or whatever it may be after they have retired. Ric Flair did it and I didn't really like it. It left a bad taste in my mouth. But the only reason I have Shawn Michaels on here is because the dream match between Shawn Michaels and AJ Styles. Shawn Michaels is a guy who could leave and then come back into the WWE in better shape and better matches than he had before in the past. We saw it when he had the back injury. He left. We thought he was done. He came back and he had a better career than he did when he was there the first time. Now, there is that picture that was floating around on the internet for the Royal Rumble being in Texas, Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles. Now, I don't think that match is going to happen, but I do think that if you could get a Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles WrestleMania match there, that would be killer. That would be awesome. This is literally one of my biggest dream matches of all time. AJ Styles is probably my favorite guy that was never in WWE, and now he's come to WWE. And I want him to go against my favorite wrestler of all time, which is Shawn Michaels. If Shawn Michaels returned, all I would want is a WrestleMania match, and that would be it. I don't want him to come back, have a full career, whatever it may be. I just want him to have one match, WrestleMania, AJ Styles, come out and say, you know what? The internet's been talking about it. I've seen the poster on Twitter. I've seen it. Me and you, one-on-one, AJ, Shawn Michaels. Let's see who really is Mr. WrestleMania. And then you could have Shawn Michaels pass the torch of Mr. WrestleMania to AJ Styles. That would be amazing. And I think WWE has a lot of stock in AJ Styles. And I think that if you had Shawn Michaels come back and go against AJ Styles, it would be amazing. Trouble. Coming in at number 9, we have EC3. Now, I don't think EC3 got a fair shake in WWE as Derek Bateman, but when he went over to TNA as EC3, he has been killing it. I think that the EC3 character is awesome. They finally let him flourish and bloom and let him be all that he could be. Basically, EC3 is an angry guy. He's angry at the WWE system and the way that they treated him, so he turned all that anger positive and became one hell of a star in TNA, and even stuff that he's done with Evolve is great. I just think that EC3 deserves to be back in WWE. I think that he has shown that he can talk on the mic, shown that he can build a character, show that he could be entertaining, and not something like Derek Bateman that was on NXT Redemption. I feel bad for that crowd on NXT Redemption because a lot of those guys were stuck on there for so long that they couldn't really break out of that. It was just known as this weird show that never really worked, and it just kept going because they had a TV deal, I think. I don't know, that's what I'm guessing with it. But EC3, if he came back in the WWE, I think he would positively be a great hand for the WWE. I think now with the SmackDown and Raw brand split, that you could put him on SmackDown, you could put him on Raw, you could put him either show, and he would have a chance to survive. I think back when there was a lot of talent, they had NXT Redemption, it just didn't work. But you bring him in now, you could do something awesome with him, and you could have him be a main player on SmackDown. I mean, look at Dolph Ziggler. He's in the main events on SmackDown, and EC3, I think, would be on par with Dolph Ziggler. He could be caliber right there, hang with Dolph Ziggler as far as like that. If you want to throw him in the mid card, maybe to go against The Miz or something, that could happen as well. I think that there is room for EC3 on the WWE roster. Number 8 on the list has to be Johnny Mundo, aka John Morrison. When Johnny Nitro changed to Johnny Morrison, that was such a huge deal for me. He actually was cool. He cut a cool promo. He was awesome. I just thought that John Morrison was a great guy in the WWE that was going to go places. But for whatever reason, it never happened. There was just this glass ceiling on him. And I think it was just a weird time period. There's a very weird time period in the WWE where I think there was a lot of guys who just were really good, but for whatever reason couldn't get past a certain mold. Like there was a certain barrier put on these guys. Now John Morrison had some awesome Royal Rumble moments. He had some awesome moments in ladder matches. You could think about all of the cool stuff that he did with ladders and all the cool stuff he did off the top. John Morrison being back in WWE would be amazing. He is killing it in Lucha Underground right now and working his craft. This is like a list of guys that have gone against WWE and worked their ass off to build a name for themselves. And I think John Morrison is on that list of guys. He's out there, he's killing it, he's doing his thing. And I think if you bring him back in the WWE, I think John Morrison is a great hand for the WWE. Number 7 on the list has to be Bobby Lashley. I think that Bobby Lashley was kind of boring in WWE. Let's be honest. I wasn't a huge fan of Bobby Lashley. I thought that he did some good stuff, but I don't think that they really gave him enough character in WWE. I felt like it was just kind of, I don't know what it was about him. It was just like that muscle guy. He did some cool stuff, but I just didn't get into it. But in recent years in TNA, he has grown to be such a threat. He is the Bobby Lashley that should have been in WWE in TNA Wrestling. If you watch Impact Wrestling, he was holding all the belts at one point. He was the champion of champions in Impact Wrestling, and they built a company around him, and it was amazing. If you're not a fan of TNA, you got to go back and watch what Bobby Lashley was doing with all the championships. I think that he was just collecting belts and that it made him look like a super athlete. Now, Bobby Lashley does have some MMA crossover and he's going to be doing some MMA stuff. I don't know if he already did or if he's going to do it, but I know that he had some MMA stuff coming up. So Bobby Lashley, again, he got a lot better once he left WWE. He really did. And he's honed his craft and he's actually found the character that works for him. And I actually really like the heel Bobby Lashley, who's kind of like a cocky heel. He knows he's good, but he can prove it in the ring. That's the kind of Bobby Lashley that I like. He's so good that he actually made the PWA top 100 list as number 24 this year. So I think that Bobby Lashley is a great hand for WWE, and I said that before, but I will say this. If you could bring him back, you could put him in the main events instantly if you wanted. I mean, you could go against Brock Lesnar. You could go against Goldberg if you want to have Goldberg around. But I think that right now, you could get Bobby Lashley into the WWE, and he would fit perfectly. Number 6 on the list goes to Karma, aka Awesome Kong. When Karma came into the WWE, she was something different. She broke the mold of what a WWE woman was all about. If you ever watch any of her stuff as Awesome Kong in TNA, you will know that she is great in the ring, and she has a great character that works perfectly in the women's division. At the time that she came in, I don't think it was a perfect timing for her. She had gotten pregnant at one point and had to have a baby and leave. And I think that Karma, if she could come back and if she could have a return and if she could be in the WWE again, this would be a perfect time. You have 2 women's divisions going on right now, and the influx of women would be great in the WWE. I think that she is something that missed the mark in the WWE. The timing wasn't right. Whatever it was, she needs to come back in the WWE and she needs to have a run in the WWE. I think that she has the look. She's different. She's scary. She's menacing. And a match with her and Nia Jax would be amazing. So hopefully WWE can get her back, because we did see her at Bound for Glory. If you watch that, she came out when Gail Kim was inducted in the TNA Hall of Fame. So hopefully we could get Karma back in the WWE. Number 5, we're going to put Cody Rhodes. And the reason we're going to put Cody Rhodes on number 5 and not lower on the list is because he just left the WWE. Now, Cody is a guy who got upset with WWE for being Stardust. He felt that he could have been in the main event scene. And I think that Cody Rhodes was awesome as Dashing Cody Rhodes, but then he went to Stardust and he kind of got lost as that character. I don't think that WWE really knew what they wanted to do with him. And I think once his father had actually passed away, that's when they should have pushed Cody back into the Rhodes name, but they didn't do that. Now Cody's on that list of people that we were talking about, the disgruntled WWE ex-employees who are going out there and they're wrestling and they're learning their craft and they're going, I'm going to take everything that I know, everything that I've learned, and stick it straight up WWE's you know what. And Cody Rhodes is doing that right now. He's over there joining the Bullet Club. He's in TNA. He's in Ring of Honor. He is doing it all. And Cody is going to take wrestling by the balls, and he is going to make it his bitch. Now, if Cody can continue that momentum, I don't see any reason why he couldn't grow to come back in the WWE. Ever since he left the WWE, number 4, Jeff Hardy, has been asked, when are you going to go back to the WWE? When's Jeff Hardy going to be in WWE? Jeff Hardy this, Jeff Hardy that, Jeff Hardy this, Jeff Hardy that, Jeff Hardy this. He is doing the stuff with Matt Hardy right now as the broken family. But I think that Hardy coming back in the WWE, Jeff Hardy, would be amazing. I think that he has some time left in him. And if he comes back, this could be a perfect opportunity to set him up to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think now he is coming to the end of his career. I'm not sure if he really is coming to the end of his career, but you have to assume that his body is torn up, that it is a miracle that he is still wrestling today with all of the crazy bumps and everything that he has taken. But I think that Jeff Hardy is a name that everybody wants to see come back in the WWE. If you can get this guy to come back in WWE and have a nice little run before he goes into Hall of Fame, I think that would be perfect for Jeff Hardy. Hopefully, sometime in 2017, Jeff will be back in the WWE. Speaking of WWE Hall of Fame, number 3, Kurt Angle. I believe that Kurt Angle should have a return in the WWE. He's no longer affiliated with Impact Wrestling. He's kind of doing his own thing on the independent scene. I think that Kurt Angle needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Like I said with Jeff Hardy, I think that he should have a return that would lead up to a Hall of Fame induction. I don't think that this year he will go in the Hall of Fame, but I think next year he should go into the WWE Hall of Fame. I think you have Kurt Angle come back, have a nice little year run, and then put him in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Angle is just a great athlete who left on bad terms with Vince McMahon. I think that Vince wanted him to rest, but Kurt Angle's a guy that says, you know what? I want to continue wrestling. I want to go out there and kill it. And he went over to TNA and killed it. I think that Kurt Angle coming back to WWE would be awesome. And I think, again, they should set him up to go in the WWE Hall of Fame. Number 2 goes on the list of the most disgruntled WWE ex-employee, Drew Galloway. He is the effing business. Number 11 this year on the PWI Top 100. Drew Galloway is a guy who went away from WWE as Drew McIntyre. 3MB in a crappy gimmick that I can guarantee he didn't like. He left. He went on the independent scene. He went over to ICW. He killed it on the independent scene, working his way up to number 11 on the PWI. Seriously, you think about all the people in WWE that are there trying to get on this list of PWI. This is a prestigious list of top wrestlers all around the world. And Drew Galloway was able to get to number 11. Seriously, this guy is an athlete. He shows that he can talk. He shows that if you let the cuffs off and you let him do what he can do, he is going to be awesome. So Drew Galloway is a guy who definitely needs to be in WWE in 2017. It is no surprise who number 1 on my list is. Matt freaking Hardy. Broken Matt Hardy has been some of the best stuff he has done in his entire career. You can go back and you can think about the TLC match. You can think about the ladder match. You can think about all the stuff he did as the Hardy Boys. And that wasn't really a shining moment for Matt Hardy. Everybody thought of Jeff Hardy. He's the one who was the death-defying one. He was the daredevil. He did all the stunts. But Broken Matt Hardy has transcended wrestling so big that Impact Wrestling has become the Matt Hardy Show. It is awesome. Broken Matt Hardy in WWE would be great, especially now that we have the brand split. I think that it's a perfect time to take that character and put him on a main stage. Matt Hardy has created something that everybody can latch onto. It is something different in professional wrestling. The wrestling purists won't like it. They won't like total nonstop deletion. But I will tell you this. Everybody knows Matt Hardy. Everybody knows Broken Matt Hardy if you're a fan of professional wrestling right now, because he has just done that. He has made the Matt Hardy name bigger than the TNA name. Seriously, you hear Broken and Delete chants on WWE television all the time. Delete, 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 delete. Matt Hardy needs to take that broken character, go to WWE, and take it by the balls. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Was my list accurate, or was there somebody on the list that I forgot? Do you think Matt Hardy should be number 1, or should somebody else be at the top of the list? Let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And next to the subscribe button, click that little bell notification so that you will get notified every time I upload a video. Anyway, guys, as always, happy 2016, and hopefully 2017 is just too sweet.